knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men. The shadow knows.
Once again, your neighborhood blue coal dealer brings you the thrilling adventures of the shadow, the hard and relentless fight of one man against the forces of evil. These dramatizations are designed to demonstrate forcibly to old and young alike that crime does not pay. Despite the restrictions on anthracite, you can assure yourself of a comfortable home this winter. You can increase the total quantity of the fuel you receive by accepting from your dealer the size and kind of solid fuels best adapted to your furnace from those he has available. Thus, cooperating with your blue coal dealer, you enable him to serve you better. You make it possible for him to deliver to you, during the months ahead, enough solid fuels of all kinds to keep you and your family comfortably warm all through the winter. The next time you order fuel, it will be worthwhile to discuss this suggestion with your blue coal dealer and take the advice he offers you. The Shadow, who aids the forces of law and order, is in reality, Lamont Cranston, wealthy young man about town. Years ago, in the Orient, Cranston learned a strange and mysterious secret, the hypnotic power to cloud men's minds so they cannot see him. Cranston's friend and companion, the lovely Margot Lane, is the only person who knows to whom the voice of the invisible shadow belongs. Today's drama, Halloween in Vermont. Today's story opens in Margot's apartment. Lamont has called for Margot for their theater date and they were just about to leave when the bell rang. Standing outside the door was the one person Margot least expected to see, Ned, the old faithful hired man who works for Margot's Aunt Emma on her Vermont farm.
Why, Ned, I hardly recognized you. The last time I saw you I was just a young thing.
Yeah, must be 10-year, Margot.
Was she as cute then as she is now, Ned?
Mr. Cranston, she always been as cute as a bug's ear.
Why, thank you. But Ned, whatever brought you to town? I thought you never left those Vermont hills of yours.
Two things, a new rifle and your Aunt Emma.
Aunt Emma?
Ha ha. A strange combination, Ned.
No, I needed a new squirrel gun and the big city's the only place I can get it these days. Your auntie heard I was coming and told me to deliver you folks an invite.
An invitation? Ned, you mean that?
Yeah. Your auntie wants you and Mr. Cranston to come up to the farm. Next week's Halloween and she says come up for the weekend or longer.
Oh, how wonderful. Lamont, will you go?
Halloween on a real honest-to-goodness Vermont farm? Try to keep me away.
Fine, fine. Well, I have to be getting.
But won't you stay and have dinner with us, Ned? We'd love to.
Can't. Got to get my gun. This the way out?
Yes.
Margot, you take the 9 o'clock train next Saturday morning and I'll meet you with my car.
The same old Model T?
Same one. Mr. Cranston, you're a pretty good detective, aren't you?
Ha ha. Well, that depends on how you look at it.
Mr. Cranston, you're going to have a Halloween you won't soon forget. Bye.
Margot, I've been all around this little 2x4 station but I don't see Ned. I guess we'd better sit down somewhere and wait.
What else can we do? It's funny, though.
What?
Ned being late. He was always as punctual as a pilot's watch. Say, do you hear a car?
A car? Yes, I do. And here it comes now, around that bend in the road, Margot. It's an old Model T. Looks like Ned is here.
No, that isn't Ned, Lamont.
Well, bless my little white heart, it's a taxi. I never would have believed it.
Hi, folks. Want a taxi?
Is that a taxi?
Well, now, young lady, maybe it don't have no fancy lights of nothing onto it, but it's the only taxi you'll get around here. Hop in. We'll get you where you're going.
May as well, Margot. No telling what's happened to Ned.
Where you going?
To Mrs. Allen's place. Mrs. Emma Allen. Know where it is?
The Allen place, on Bald Top Mountain?
That's right.
Well, now, don't know as how I can take you there.
Why not? You have a C card, haven't you?
Tain't gas, mister, I just don't like them parts.
What do you mean?
Something queer going on up there.
Really? Like what?
Oh, nothing.
Would $10 make you like them parts a little better?
$10? Well, it'll help, mister. Especially since I can get back 'fore dark. Okay, mister, sit back and hold the door shut.
By the way, Mr.
Josh takes is the name, ma'am, but just call me Josh.
Well, Josh, what is this strange business you were talking about?
Strange business? Where?
Why, up at my aunt's, I mean, Mrs. Allen's place?
Oh, Mrs. Allen, your aunt, ma'am?
Yes, I'm Margot Lane and this is Mr. Cranston.
Howdy-do.
Hello.
But, Josh, what is going on at Bald Top Mountain?
Well now, ma'am, for one thing, they're having mighty queer weather up that away. Mighty queer.
Queer weather?
Yes, sir. Here 'tis the end of October and they have thunder and lightning storms every night.
That is odd for this time of year.
Sure it is. Especially when it don't rain. Folks say the dwarfs are back.
The dwarfs?
Yes, ma'am. 100 years ago, there used to be dwarfs in Bald Top Mountain. And all kinds of queer things used to happen then. Like folks disappearing. Like what's happening now.
Why, that's just an old New England folk tale.
Yes, ma'am.
Josh, did you say, like the things happening now?
That I did.
Like what, Josh?
You'll find out, mister, you'll find out. Well, this is as far as we go.
But this isn't the place. We're still in the middle of the woods.
Can't help that, lady. This is as far as I go. The Allen place is over that away. You can walk.
But I gave you $10.
Mister, it would take a lot more than $10 to get me to go any farther.
Lamont, my feet feel like I left them a half-mile back.
I know. Mine are back there with yours.
How just one little no-good country superstition could do this to my feet.
I wonder, Margot.
You wonder what?
I wonder if this is just superstition.
Well, I'll ask you. Have you ever seen any dwarfs living in any mountains you've ever visited? Dwarfs that cause strange things to happen, whatever they may be.
I don't know. Josh was genuinely afraid. Nothing could have gotten him to take us all the way to your aunt's place.
Huh? Well, if you ask, Lamont, forget Josh, we're here.
Aunt Emma's? Where? I don't see.
Oh, the house and barns are back of these trees. I remember this old style and fence. I fell off it once.
Margot, them are sweet words. Say, look, there's a woman over there. Could that be your Aunt Emma?
Could be. It is. Aunt Emma. Auntie.
Hello. Who is it?
Come on, Lamont, hurry. Auntie, it's Margot. We're here.
And are we glad?
Lamont, wait until you taste her roast turkey. And with apple dumplings.
Yes, what is it?
Oh, Auntie. Are we glad to see you? Wait till you hear.
Who are you? What are you doing on my land?
Margot.
Why, Aunt Emma, don't you recognize me? It's Margot. Helen Lane's girl.
Oh. No, I didn't recognize you. My eyes are getting bad. What you doing in these parts?
But you invited us up for the weekend. Don't you remember?
I invited you here?
Why, of course, Mrs. Allen. Your hired man, Ned, was down to the city last week and asked us to come up.
Ned did? Who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry, Auntie, this is Lamont Cranston. Lamont, Aunt Emma.
How do you do?
Howdy do, Margot. I'm sorry, but I didn't know anything about this. Must have been Ned's idea.
But why would he say? Mrs. Allen, where is Ned? He was supposed to meet our train.
Ned's off hunting.
He probably forgot about us. Although, that doesn't sound like Ned.
Mrs. Allen, Josh, the taxi driver who brought us here, wouldn't take us all the way. Said he was afraid of the strange things happening.
Poppycock. Old maid talk. We've had a little, unseasonable weather lately and the old man hereabouts are prattling about the old dwarf nonsense.
Oh.
Well, as long as you're here we might as well give you some dinner. It'll be ready in an hour. Come along to the house.
Gosh, I'm hungry.
Margot, now I know. You're a country girl. You don't learn to milk cows like that by buying milk in a bottle.
Even if I were a country girl, I wouldn't admit it. I know you city slickers. Ha ha. Besides, I've lived on this farm before.
Margot, have you ever heard about the dwarfs before?
No, never. Not even from Ned, and he used to love to tell me stories.
Well, I still think there's something funny going on up here, but I'll be darned if I know what. Margot, you didn't tell me your Aunt Emma was so abrupt and dour.
Lamont, that's been puzzling me. She used to be the soul of humor. Something's come over her.
I've a strong feeling she knows something she's not talking about. Margot.
What's the matter?
Isn't there something wrong with the milk in your pail?
Something wrong, Lamont? You're right. This cow is giving sour milk.
Go ahead, Margot. I'll carry the pails. But I don't know what Aunt Emma is going to do with sour milk.
Maybe that's a special cow she keeps for cheese.
I doubt it.
Think this is some of the dwarf's work?
I'm beginning to wonder.
What?
Well, at least this could be the kind of thing Josh was talking about.
You mean what he didn't talk about? Say, those chickens are cute.
Tasty too, I'll wager.
Lamont, in front of their very faces.
Margot, look.
What?
That big turkey in the middle of the run.
Why, he's naked. He's running around without a single feather on.
That's the funniest thing I've seen since vaudeville.
The dwarfs have a sense of humor. Look at that turkey, strutting around as if he had every feather. Lamont, know what I think? Lamont, where'd you go?
Over here, somebody or something has been walking through the grass. You can see where they've left tracks.
What do you expect to find? Where the turkey has hidden his feathers.
Margot, go back. Don't look.
What's the matter?
There's a body of a dog in there, with its throat cut.
Lamont, do you mind if I sit in this porch swing with you?
Of course not. Here, I'll move over.
It's dark out here.
Yes. You know, Margot, that was a great dinner but somehow I couldn't enjoy it.
I know what you mean. I had the strangest feeling of uneasiness. And wasn't it funny the way Aunt Emma took the news about the cow and the turkey?
She didn't blink an eye.
But why didn't you tell her about the dog?
I don't know. Just a hunch.
What's that?
I guess that's the thunder. And look, there's the lightning. See that flash in the hills?
Lamont, could there be dwarfs?
Don't be silly. But I do wish old Ned would come back.
The dwarfs have 'em.
Who's that?
It's Lem Mum, the hired hand.
Well, what's the idea of sneaking up on us like that?
I know about Ned. The dwarfs got him.
Now look, you.
Easy, Margot. He's harmless. Lem, you're Aunt Emma's other hired hand, aren't you?
Yes, sir. My name's Lem.
We know that.
You like it here, Lem?
Yes. They have books here.
You can read?
Nah, I look at the pictures. But Ned tells me what the little bugs say.
Bugs. What bugs?
He means the type in the books.
Oh,
What do they say, Lem?
They tell all about the dwarfs and the mountains.
dwarfs, mountains, bugs. I'm going bugs too. And that thunder.
Margot, easy. What about the dwarfs, Lem?
They make the thunder and lightning. The bugs say so.
What?
Sure. That ain't thunder at all.
It isn't?
Nah, that's the dwarfs playing with bowling balls.
And what's the lightning? Don't tell me the dwarfs live in little caves and that when they open their doors,
The light comes out. That's what the bugs say.
Lamont, get this. He's talking about Rip Van Winkle. Ned must have been reading him the story.
Lem. What are you doing out here? Have you bedded down the cows yet?
I was just going, Mrs. Allen.
Land sakes, the help these days. Why, I can remember when a farmhand. Mind if I sit down here a spell?
Not at all.
Of course not.
Thank you, dear. These thunderstorms.
Is that what you hear every night?
Yes.
Mrs. Allen, where's Ned?
Why, I told you. He's gone hunting.
How long has he been gone?
Since yesterday morning.
Shouldn't he be back by now?
Why, he often stays away. Oh, what's the use of pretending? Of course he should be back by now. He was coming back last night. And I'm worried. Terrible worried.
Mrs. Allen, why don't you tell me about what's happening here?
It's a lot of nonsense. I don't take any stock in it.
You're worried about something, Aunt Emma.
I tell you it's foolishness. There ain't no such thing as dwarfs.
But strange things have been happening?
Well, things that can't be explained easily. And just because they sound like the things the old legend says used to happen, all the old fogies are saying.
What is happening?
Well, wheat fields have been cut down overnight. And cows have been found mornings shaved to the skin, and things like that. Barns painted purple. All my neighbors have left. They were scared to death. All but me. I'm all alone now, yes, all alone. Even Ned is gone.
Could Ned have met with an accident, Angie?
I don't think so.
But why? Maybe he's lying somewhere with a broken leg.
Mr. Cranston, Ned didn't go hunting. He went up the mountain to find out what that thunder is. And besides, Ned had his dog with him. If he hurt himself, the dog would have come home.
Mrs. Allen, Ned's dog has come home.
Lamont, I'm scared. We're sure to get lost in these woods.
Not if we follow this little trail. And incidentally, Miss Lane, would I be trite if I reminded you that I insisted you didn't come along?
Well, I'm going to be trite and say, I wish I'd stayed at the house.
Good girl.
But at least you could use that flashlight more.
Margot, we don't know what we're running into. I'm just being cautious. Say, does that thunder seem louder or is it just my ears?
No, it did seem louder. And that lightning is closer too.
Well, whatever this weather phenomenon is, it's centered near the top of this mountain.
Lamont, after we find the thunder, let's start on the rainbow, huh?
That's the girl, Margot. But you know, even though we don't believe our local superstitions, this business isn't anything to laugh about.
Yes, I've never seen Aunt Emma the way she is.
Although, with the exception of the dead dog, the whole thing could be a huge joke.
You mean on us? You mean someone might be trying to make our Halloween exciting?
Well, except.
Oh!
Margot. Are you hurt? You have to watch you step in this darkness.
Lamont, turn your flashlight on. Whatever I stumbled over was soft and... Lamont.
I guess we can forget about the joke angle. Margot. This is the body of a dead dwarf.
There are two types of homeowners who heat with coal. There's the man who spends a whole lot of time running up and down cellar stairs, fiddling with the dampers of his furnace. Then there's the other type, the man who's able to say,
"Boy, this is swell. It's great to be able to take it easy, knowing that there's a device on my furnace that'll turn it on when the house gets cold, and turn it off when the temperature's right."
He's the man who's got an automatic heat regulator on his furnace. Besides saving himself trouble, he's saving fuel, too. You see, an automatic heat regulator works from a thermostat. You simply set a dial in your living room, then the automatic heat regulator takes over. It opens the furnace dampers when the house gets cold, and closes them promptly when the temperature goes to where you've set the dial. That prompt closing of the dampers means that a minimum of heat is wasted by going up the chimney, and over the course of the winter a really astonishing saving in fuel is effected. An automatic heat regulator is not expensive. Remember, you save labor, valuable fuel, and your house is kept at an even, constant temperature. Get in touch with your blue coal dealer and order your automatic heat regulator tomorrow. After finding the dead dwarf, Margot and Cranston continue up the mountainside. The thunder and lightning continues. Suddenly, Cranston realizes that Margot is trembling.
Margot, are you all right?
Lem was right. There are dwarfs in this mountain. The foolish, ignorant bumpkin was right. And I thought he was crazy.
Margot, stop it. Margot. Margot. Come out of it. There's some rational explanation for all this. There must be.
Maybe Rip Van Winkle is having his revenge.
Well, if he is, he's using a modern rifle. Well, the trail ends here.
Yes, and we're smack up against the side of the mountain.
Margot, that thunder came from right up there.
And that lightning bolt hit up there too.
No, Margot. It didn't hit there, it started there.
Started there? I don't under.
Vermont, do you see what I see?
Yes, that big rock in the face of the wall is moving. Margot, that's a door out of the stone.
A door.
Quick, Margot, down. Someone's coming out.
Lamont, it's 2 more dwarfs.
Quiet. Ah, they're going the other way. Margot. Come on. Let's see what's in that cave.
You get the darndest ideas.
Here's the door. Duck your head.
Why, it's a huge cave. But what are those tunnels? And where do they lead?
It's beginning to fit together. This is what I'm interested in. Margot, look here.
What?
This assortment of electrical equipment in this niche.
It's some kind of radio set. Look at those tubes and dials.
Margot, here's your thunder.
You mean this machine makes the thunder?
Exactly. It's nothing more than an oversized phonograph with huge amplifiers somewhere outside. And here's the thunder record, an ordinary radio sound effects record. Wait, I'll play it for you. You see?
And just press that button on your right and you'll get the lightning, Mr. Cranston.
Who's that? Where are you?
I am hidden in a cave. But my voice echoes so you can't tell where. Who I am needn't concern you.
So this is how you do your weather tricks. Very simple.
The simple things are always the best. I have speakers hidden in the hill for the thunder and my lightning is a giant arc lamp. Quite realistic from a distance.
But why? What's behind this? And where do the dwarfs fit in?
You're asking too many questions, Miss Lane.
How do you know our names?
You, too, ask too many questions. Ah, my dwarfs are back. Zorgo, Jock, grab that man.
Oh no you don't.
They're very strong, Mr. Cranston.
Lamont, hit them. Don't let them come near you.
They're as strong as oxen.
Haha. Yes, Mr. Cranston, I think you have met your match. Zorgo. Have you got him?
Yes, we have him.
Good. Then into the bottomless pit with him.
Throw him in pit? Why?
Do as I say. Zorgo. Do you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Come, Jock, we take him to pit.
No. No.
Move, mister.
Let go. Let go.
No, Jock. Here is the pit. Pick him up.
No.
Now. Throw him.
Lamont. Lamont. Who's that? Who is it?
It's just me and the dwarfs, Miss Lane. Zorgo. Jock. Stand over there.
That voice. The man in the cave. Who are you?
Well now, Miss Lane, 'pears you don't recognize me without my wig on. Wait, now, till I put it on. Oh, yes, my steel spectacles, too.
Josh Takes. You're Josh the taxi cab driver.
Yes sir, a right smart young lady, right smart. But not smart enough to mind your own business.
So you're the one who killed Lamont. You murderer. You murderer.
Now, Miss Lane, Mr. Cranston killed himself. He couldn't keep his nose out of other people's business. He had to investigate.
You won't get away with this. You'll hang for Lamont's murder. You'll hang if it's the last thing I do.
You do. You do. Miss Lane, I hardly think you're in a position to do anything.
What are you going to do with me? Why didn't you kill me too?
I didn't have the heart to throw you into the pit. Now, I don't know what to do with you. But I will have to get rid of you. What was that? Did you hear a laugh?
It must be your dwarfs back there.
It didn't sound like them. Zorgo, Jock, were you laughing?
No.
There it is again. Who's laughing?
The shadow laughs.
The shadow? Where are you? I can't see you.
No man can see the shadow, Josh Takes.
You're lying. You're hiding in the cave somewheres. The cavern echoes your voice. That's why I can't see you.
No, I am right beside you.
You lie.
Do I?
Someone pushed me.
Now do you believe I'm here?
I'm getting out of here.
No you're not. Get up.
So, you're right here, huh? Then maybe, this gun will find you.
You fool. What good is a gun to you? Do you think you can kill the shadow?
Shadow, what do you want of me? I have done nothing to you.
I don't want you, Josh Takes. The authorities want you. For murder. They want to put a noose around your neck and hang you until you are dead.
But why? I have killed no one.
You killed Lamont Cranston.
I didn't. Zorgo and Jock, the dwarfs, killed Cranston.
At your bidding. And how about Ned Travers the farmhand? You killed Ned Travers, too.
No, I didn't. The dwarfs did that too. Originally, there were 3 dwarfs and one day they met Ned Travers in the hills. He shot one of them, Leto, so the other 2 dwarfs threw him into the pit.
You lie. You kill the man, Ned Travers. Then you kill Leto, our brother. I told you, you pay for Leto death. And now you have no gun. Now you die.
No. No. Zorgo. No, I will.
Zorgo. Stop. Take your hands off his throat.
No, invisible one. He die. And I too strong. You can't stop me.
Zorgo, let him go.
Yes, I let him go. Now, he is dead.
Stand where you are, Zorgo.
Jock and Zorgo no move. Our job is done now.
Well, we're finally on our way home. And I can't say I'm sorry.
Amen to that, Margot.
Lamont, there are still a couple of things I don't understand. I don't see how you got out of that bottomless pit for one thing.
Margot, you've been so excited you haven't really listened, but I'll go through it once more. First, the dwarfs never did throw me into the pit. I braced my feet against their chests and catapulted myself to the opposite side. In the dim light of the cavern they failed to notice Lamont Cranston become a shadow. Then I yelled into the hole and my voice echoing around the walls of the pit made it seem like I was falling.
And those dwarfs were really circus performers?
Yes, they came from Germany. When the sideshow they were with folded they were out of a job. Josh found them.
And hired them as miners.
Yes. You know, it's hard to believe that Josh found a rich lode of silver in Vermont.
But Lamont, why couldn't he mine for the silver in the open? Why did he hire dwarfs to mine it for him?
Because he was on government land. That's why he tried to scare everyone away. So no one would discover what he was doing.
And all those funny things happening were the work of Josh and his dwarfs. But how did he turn the milk sour?
Zorgo confessed to that. He treated the inside of the milk pails with an acid powder. When the milk hit the pail, it curdled. The naked turkey was Jock's work. He simply shaved the bird. And when he brought the bird back, he also left Ned's dog.
Lamont, did Josh plan the dwarf angle or was that just the lucky break having a native dwarf superstition and then finding dwarfs?
We'll never know, Margot. The police asked the dwarfs that, but they didn't know.
Lamont, one more thing. Why did Ned lie to us about Aunt Emma's inviting us up?
Probably because he wanted me to do a little investigating for him. But unfortunately, Ned ran into Josh and his dwarfs before we got there.
Poor Ned. But he was certainly right about one thing.
What?
He said this would be a Halloween we would never forget, and we won't.
Now, let me introduce Blue Coal's distinguished heating expert, John Barkley.
Thank you, Don Hancock, and good evening friends. The nippy fall days are a real reminder of how important an efficiently operated furnace is going to be this winter. About the best way I know of for the homeowner to plan his winter keeping warm strategy is to spend a half hour with the grand little booklet that Blue Coal has available. It's called Warming Up to Your Furnace, and vice versa. Just about every conceivable home heating problem is thoroughly covered. You can get your free copy by just noting your name and address of a penny postcard, and sending it to me. And here's the address. John Barkley, D.L.&W. Coal Company, 120 Broadway, New York City. It's a most informative and valuable little book that you will read with great interest, and no doubt put carefully away where you can refer to it during the winter. Write to John Barkley, and Blue Coal will be most happy to mail you your copy of Warming Up to Your Furnace. I thank you.
The Shadow program is based on a story copyrighted by Street and Smith Publications. The characters, names, places, and plot are fictitious. Any similarity to persons living or dead is purely coincidental. Again next week, The Shadow will demonstrate that
the weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The Shadow knows.
Next week, same time, same station, your friendly Blue Coal dealer brings you another strange and thrilling adventure in the Shadow's daring battle against the forces of evil. Be sure to listen. This is Don Hancock saying keep the home fires burning with Blue Coal. Today's story was produced by the DL&W Coal Company, distributors of Blue Coal. This is Mutual.